Well, hello. So today we're going to talk about how Republicans destroyed the Republican Party and some conspiracy theories behind what's going on. So anybody who is up to date with the political situation about what's happening knows that right now what's happening, it's Hillary Clinton versus Donald Trump. And a growing number of individuals are siding towards Hillary Clinton, which it makes the Republican Party look, well, the Donald Trump in general. A lot of people have mentioned that he makes the Republican Party look really bad. I think that there's a previous video that I'm currently uploading, actually, where I talk about my stance on talking badly about Donald Trump and what that means. So, but the Republican Party, let's talk about the Republican Party. So that's why I'm not going to really dive into that area. Why? What happened? Why? Now, I want to tell you to some of my friends, they may be like, well, why? I used to be a registered, I'm actually still technically a registered Republican. Why am I a registered Republican? Because back in high school, I had a, I had a crush on somebody, and at the time I had a crush on them, so I registered as a Republican. We ended up becoming friends. My crush went away. We stopped being friends. But I still, because I was lazy, remained a registered Republican. Now, I've studied Ayn Rand, and there's some validity to Ayn Rand's teachings. I think that you can't throw out everything with the baby with the bathwater. So there are, if you've read Ayn Rand, The Virtue of Selfishness, Atlas Shrugged, The Fountainhead, well, not really The Fountainhead. Not a fan of The Fountainhead. I mean, I do like Atlas Shrugged, and I do like various of her, what is philosophy? I think that's one of it. No, that's Leonard Peacock. I'm diving into a whole different area. But I like her philosophical works and addressing humanity from a material standpoint. Now, I personally chose to go even deeper and dive into Kabbalah. And I do believe that Kabbalah and Ayn Rand if Ayn Rand had studied Kabbalah, Ayn Rand would have been like, what? If her mind had been open to those kind of passages, it just, I mean, it just, the world would be a completely different place. But that's a whole different issue between Ayn Rand and Kabbalah. So let's rewind. Republican Party. What happened? So what happened was that the inability to listen and greed. That's one of the main elements, the inability to listen and greed. Because I think that at first, some of these senators and governors for the Republican Party were able to pass and sell the ideas that benefited them and helped them make money. Now, Democrats have also done this, don't get me wrong, but sadly enough, for the Republicans, they just happen to be on the opposite side of the social spectrum. So, of the evolutionary social spectrum that is happening right now in society. So, more and more people, as you can see, are going towards Hillary, are going towards the Democratic Party, are siding with gun regulations, things like that. A growing number of individuals are siding with those elements, whether you agree with them or whether you don't. That's just what is happening. But why is that happening? Because the Republican Party because the greed just became a thing. It just became a growing number thing, and the inability to care about our environment, the inability, because even the biggest people that will say the oil that pipeline thing that they want to put through the entire country, with all the spills and the things that have happened, and the growing number of solar power and wind energy and natural resources that we see and the possibilities that are happening with that, we are definitely seeing like, no, that could be a disaster. So let's move away from that. A growing number of individuals are saying, let's move away from that. But still, the Republican Party is siding with those. The NRA situation, a growing number of individuals is like, what's going on? Why are ARs still legal? And so the question becomes, you know, and Republicans are with the NRA. So, which I believe more than 90% of Americans have issues with at this particular point. So there's a lot of things that are being thrown at the Republican Party that are stacking on top of each other with the icing. Well, actually, kind of. It's a weird triangle if you want to look at it. Donald Trump could be the base of it, but it's not. It's the base of what has been Donald Trump is the base of what has been manifested, whereas Donald Trump is actually the cherry on top of what has been spiritually been conspiring the entire time. So those are the in greed and desire. Now, it does not surprise me. The Kabbalah has various different elements. Kabbalah just means to receive. That's all it means. So can people use Kabbalah for greed? Of course, with it, the ability to be able to understand and genuinely resonate for the sake of humanity. Of course, there's a certain consciousness called the Noah consciousness, where it's like my kids, my thing, my this, my that, and I'm gonna survive by the grace of God because God's gonna protect me, and that's where we're at. And I say, no, we're on a boat. We're all in one giant boat. And, you know, that's where we're at. So we got to work together. So, yeah, this has gotten really into a whole other area, right? It's 7:15, on a Saturday. 7:30? I don't know. Well, I want to wish you a wonderful year, and I want to just say that, lastly, the theory was that, Donald Trump was thrown in there because Hillary Clinton, is friends with him, and so in order to just kind of put that last nail on the coffin, Donald Trump worked with Hillary Clinton in order to create this whole situation so that ultimately it could cement that Hillary Clinton would become the president of the United States, because that is the Illuminati transformation that is happening. That's the theory that some people throw out there. Is there some kind of Illuminati master king that is pulling all the strings? I don't know. You tell me. You know? So those are the questions that we are posed. Do you have control over your own reality? Of course. Never move away from that concept. So, what do you think? And I wish you all a wonderful year. Take care.